Hello everyone, welcome to a review of the first chapter of Jujutsu Kaisen Modulo, which I am just as surprised as you that Jujutsu Kaisen is back. I always loved watching weekly reviews as the series was coming out, so now getting to be part of those reviews feels like a dream come true. And you don't have to worry about leaks here. I will never post anything about the series until the officials come out, because I hate being spoiled just as much as everyone. But let's get right into the chapter. So we start off in space, and yes, you in fact heard that right, in space. We learn a group of aliens have come to the planet as refugees, and they are Simuarans, with there being 50,000 of them. They decide to go to Japan, seeing as they have similar abilities to them. Anyways, we meet some of our main characters. Yuka, who yes, is the granddaughter of Yuta and Maki. Yuta gave her the ring at a young age, and she kept it until his passing. We learn that Maki passed away first, and after that, Yuta lost his will to live, getting weaker by day. However, this left the Gojo clan to retake the head seat of the clan, and they decided that the ring should instead go to her brother, Tsurugi, her older brother who has a heavenly restriction. Seeing as the Gojo clan didn't learn a lesson from the Zenin clan, they label him as weak and say he must keep the ring. This creates a divide between the siblings that stays constant for years. We cut to our antagonist of this arc, who is playing games with one of the kids he kidnaps, before switching back to the siblings, who are now 16 and 17. We also don't learn of this guy's name, but he might be important seeing as he was on the main color page. Maru, as he tells us to call him, comes to join the group as an inspector to see if Jujutsu sorcerers are really all that. These routine inspections are probably a result of what happened with Geto, and we learn the act was created by Usumi, an incredibly strong grade 1 sorcerer we never even got to see in the main story, who is somehow alive, or it is just his kid. And Maru is awful at hiding the fact he is an alien, since he knows absolutely nothing about the world of sorcery. The three split up, not Maru's choice, as they hunt down the curse user, until Yuka finds Maru alone, with the two teaming up to prove the Gojo clan how strong she is, and that she is worthy of the ring, because she doesn't know the truth of why Tsurugi was given the ring. The two wander around until Yuka figures out where the building is by realizing there's a physical gaze manipulation that leads people here, and that the building activates a barrier technique when they arrived, as Tsurugi meets up with them, having solved it as well. We learn that Maru is a twin, and that they have a torn relationship with their younger twin after something happened. His twin is likely the one we saw on the first few pages, who seems to be more mature than him, at least in his tone, perhaps not his emotions. As they seal off an area, a boy runs past them with the domain activating and capturing him. The siblings move in to get taken as well, but it only takes Tsurugi due to his heavenly restriction and lack of cursed energy, which is why it left Yuka and his cursed tool. Ruka is fine with letting him deal with this alone and just calling Usumi. But Maru talks some sense into her, making her realize at the end of the day, despite the fact the ring was given to her brother, he is still her brother, and she'd regret letting him die in there because of a stupid grudge. Meanwhile, Tsurugi and the kidnapper are chatting it up as he learns about the aliens who arrived, which I am curious how much of this stuff is known, because Tsurugi has no idea about the aliens, but this low-level human trafficker knows a ton about them. We are also told that after the defeat of Sukuna, Jujutsu sorcerers have been getting weaker as time goes by, and it is not confirmed that anyone from Jujutsu High has died yet, besides Yuta and Maki of course, but we can suspect, based on the fact 68 years have passed, many of them are out of their prime or dead. But as the kidnapper starts laying down some kicks on Tsurugi, Yuka and Maru arrive, with us learning a bit more about Maru's curse technique, where he has the ability to find balance. I have no clue what that means, and it might be a lie since he is an alien. Yuka demands Tsurugi fight her, and the two have a brief exchange of hands, Tsurugi winning and Yuka going right back into mission mode, using a martial arts technique and imbuing it with cursed energy attributes, which reminds me of Hikari's rough cursed energy. We don't know if this is her cursed technique, so I won't call it that yet. The kidnapper uses his domain to teleport around the room, and Tsurugi, getting bored of this, uses his cursed tool, Honoyagi, which builds up the sparks made between the blade and the scabbard, resulting in an explosion of flames when he uses a new shadow-style technique. And Yuka finishes off the fight with another cursed energy-infused attack. We get to see Tsurugi's side of the flashback now, where he was given the ring because the Gojo clan labeled him as weak, even though he didn't want it. But he didn't tell the full truth to Yuka yet. He wants to shoulder the burden alone, much like his grandmother he looks up to so much. But the kidnapper wasn't done yet, as he tries to get up, activating his domain technique again, and saying he already has a buyer, which is probably the antagonist in the next chapter. However, Maru knocks this guy out with either his true curse technique, or maybe the aliens just have Conqueror's Haki. And as the siblings find out the aliens are real and there is one right next to them, the first chapter comes to an end. And wow, what a first chapter. I absolutely loved it. I'm so happy to be reading JJK again. I don't have many theories since the chapter is really fresh in my mind still, but I wouldn't be surprised if Maru turns out to be Sukuna's reincarnation that was talked about a lot in the last chapter of the series, with Sukuna choosing to change. But anyways, like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Tell me your thoughts on the first chapter in the comments below, and I will see you all next week with something new. Bye.